Sure, your Cleveland Browns with the help of your favorite four-legged companion. Barking Backers presented by Milk-Bones, Browns' newest club for pet parents worldwide. Sign up today at barkingbackers.com. Barking Backers is the fan club for dogs. We will continue our picking of the all-divisional teams. We are in the AFC East now, my friend. My perception of this before we get started is that this will be good. I think there's a lot of nice talent in this division.
This is going to be a good team.
We'll lead it off with Zach Wilson.
This is going to be a good team.
We will not.
No. I did have to make one addition to the team, though. I did one write-in, which I'm fine with, but it's a very good team. I'm very pleased with this team. All right, quarterback.
Allen.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep.
Running back.
Breece Hall was really good before the injury. In terms of who had the best year, boy, this is the one weakness kind of in this operation. Wilson had some moments. Am I missing somebody? That's
you're missing Ramondre.
Ramondre's the guy?
Yeah, Ramondre had over 1,500 total yards. Did he really? He led the division in rushing and receiving as a running back. He had a 1,000-yard season.
Did he really?
As a running back, splitting time. If he was unleashed, I think he could be great. Breece Hall might have ultimately been the answer if he played a full season, but Ramondre Stevenson, very solid. He can run it. He can catch it. Like I said, 1,500 total yards for you. So, yeah, that's the running back there.
Is this the weakest position in the AFC East?
I think tight end is, relatively speaking.
Okay.
Like Ramondre Stevenson is good.
Correct, but I mean from a whole, like you're looking down this list and you're like, there's some good guys.
Yeah.
There's not great.
I think Breece Hall has a chance to be great. I think Ramondre is certainly a stud. I think that James Cook has a chance to be great if they would just unleash him and give him the ball. And then Mostert and Wilson are perfect system guys in that offense.
Yeah, the one team that probably needs a little bit. They really need Cook to go in Buffalo. That's probably the one that's got to go. I think Hall, had he got hurt, would have had a real shot at this thing.
Yes.
All right, this is brutal at receiver because they got. I mean, it's
a clear three.
Loaded. They're loaded. I mean, you're going to go Hill, Waddle, Diggs, but like Garrett Wilson is a dude.
Yeah, he had 1,000 yards and was the offensive rookie of the year with certainly sub quarterback play, and Jacoby Myers has been a pretty good player for New England. Not that you would, you're not getting into the rarefied air. I mean, Waddle and Hill and Diggs were both Pro Bowlers this year. Jalen Waddle, I don't think people realize what Jalen Waddle did this year. Let's see. We'll give Gibby another whack at his favorite game. Guess this.
Well, now I'm bombing.
I don't know. I mean, I lead you always on these things, but Jalen Waddle's stats this year, 2022, Jalen Waddle.
What, like catches, yards, touchdowns?
Sure.
It's tough because of whoever was playing quarterback for them.
I know, and he has Tyreek Hill, who had 1,600 yards or whatever Tyreek Hill had.
I still think he broke 1,000 yards. I would say 1,085, maybe 1,100 yards.
Okay, how many catches?
I feel like he caught more than Hill.
Okay.
I would say 85.
He's not too far off.
And I would say 8 touchdowns.
Okay. All right. Yep. 75 catches.
Pretty close.
1,356 yards, which means he averaged 18.1 yards a catch.
Be one of the biggest.
He led the NFL.
I was going to say, had to be him.
And 8 touchdowns. He hit that right on the head. 1,356 yards and 8 touchdowns on a team with Tyreek Hill.
And a few other weapons, mind you.
Tyreek this year was certainly in consideration at one point to be the offensive player of the year. Tyreek Hill, 119 catches, 1,710 yards. So you did not get that right that he had more catches than Hill. 1,710 yards and 7 touchdowns. 1,710 yards.
To your point on those two, Wilson had 83 for 1,100, and Wilson wouldn't throw him the ball. Zach Wilson would not throw him the ball.
No, he needed Flacco.
He had to have Flacco in order for him to get stats. So 83
or the
for
guy
1,100.
at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean that's really good. Where was Diggs? Where did Diggs end up? Yardage.
Stephon Diggs this year was a Pro Bowler and had a solid season. I'm guessing he's around 14. Yeah, 108, 14, 29, and 11.
Yeah,
I mean
great.
That's
probably better than our division. That is better than our division at receiver. That might be the best division at receiver in the league. How the hell are we beating Hill, Waddle, Diggs?
Well, definitely because Justin Jefferson was in was in
the
the
North,
division we did
and-
yesterday that had two real candidates, which were him and Amon-Ra St. Brown, that don't even
Right.
Jefferson could be
I think
in this
is
group,
it. I think
that
it's
is
Hill,
it.
Waddle, Diggs. This is the
Yeah,
answer.
that's the answer. That's the best.
Because the AFC West's not going to have it.
Nope, you're going to have Devontae and maybe Keenan Allen.
No,
Mike
this
Williams.
is it. This
No,
is the
that
best.
is.
This is Apex divisional receiver.
Yeah,
Because Wilson's not even on it. You mentioned
Yes, he's fourth.
Jacoby Myers was really good.
solid. Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. That's the
it.
list.
Yeah.
All right, tight end.
Weak spot here, but Dawson Knox gets the nod. He was ultimately a Pro Bowler this year, which is kind of crazy. 602 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Yeah. All right. Offensive line at tackle.
Deion Dawkins and Taron Armstead, both Pro Bowlers.
Wow. How's Becton doing with the Jets? He was a high pick too in the same year.
Same year. Solid, not spectacular.
Offensive guard.
The guards, you had Roger Saffold of Buffalo went to the Pro Bowl. And
Clevelander.
then Mike Onwenu. And I remember when we did their game, he gave up 1 sack all season. I think had the highest pass blocking grade of any guard in the NFL this year at Pro Football Focus. He was like considered one of the best guards in the league.
Roger Saffold's a Clevelander. Has been good everywhere.
Everywhere.
From the Rams
Yep.
to the Titans and now in Buffalo. Everywhere he goes, he's just a pro.
Didn't he have a thing where he like went somewhere, signed, and then
I don't remember.
got out of it?
I remember him with the Rams and the Titans, and now he's in Buffalo. And every time he goes on to another team, he's great.
Yeah,
He's just a true pro. And I think he's from went to Indiana, I want to say. All right, center.
Roger Saffold did go to Indiana, 2-time Pro Bowler. He was been with the St. Louis Rams, the LA Rams, Tennessee, and Buffalo this year. Pro Bowler each of the last 2 seasons, so getting better with age.
Yeah.
Center Mitch Morse, who was a Pro Bowler, although shout out to Connor Williams, who had a nice season for Miami.
All right, there you go. A lot of Bills, as you'd
Yeah.
expect.
Yeah.
Very, very talented roster. On the defensive side, at linebacker, sir.
Matt Milano. I mean, Matt Milano's an
That's
absolute
a no-brainer, yeah.
stud. He gets in there. He's the only one. We're going to add Bradley Chubb because he kind of played some Sam linebacker, and that's how we're going to skirt around some of the issues. But he made the Pro Bowl as an edge. So Bradley Chubb will be our other linebacker, quote unquote.
So we'll go Milano and Chubb.
Yep.
At edge.
So I got Judon. How many sacks do you think Matthew Judon had this year, Gibbe?
13.
15 and a half.
Did he really? I was going to say 12.
15 and a half. Third in the league.
Man.
Yeah, he had a monster year.
Yep. How about this? I'm going to do a good guess stats for you guys. How many sacks did Josh Uche have? Second round pick of the Patriots out of Michigan in 2020.
9.
10.
11 and a half. He had 4 in the first 2 seasons combined.
Belichick, man.
11 and a half this year. So I put him on there, and then Von Miller. Jalen Phillips was also in the mix. But this is a pretty good. That's not a bad group there either.
Do you have Uche, Judon, and Miller?
Yep. And we slid Chubb over.
And slid him over to linebacker.
Yep.
All right, well, corner, Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner. Now Xavier Howard made the Pro Bowl, but did not have a good season.
How
he
was
made it
Tre'Davious White?
on name. He was injured for
down.
most of the season.
Hurt.
So Jonathan Jones from New England had 4 picks, and then actually the highest graded corner, and you remember how good he was, Jack Jones, the rookie out of 4th rounder who had some off-field issues. I want to say out of Houston.
Okay.
That they drafted and had a phenomenal rookie season. His rating when targeted in coverage was on par with that of Sauce Gardner's. So I put him on the team.
A
Yeah.
write-in candidate, Jack Jones.
Jack Jones, is that the Patriot?
The Patriot, yeah.
Did he have a pick 6 like at the end of a game?
He did have a touchdown, yes.
I remember that.
Interior defensive line.
Quinnen Williams, Pro Bowler.
Clearly.
Yep.
Dude. Finally, safeties.
Safeties, we got Kyle Duggar, who had a phenomenal season and
I remember
tortures us.
I remember we must have been in the safety market, but I remember Dane saying Kyle Duggar's name so many times.
Yep.
In the lead up. I don't remember
From-
if that was the Delpit draft?
Lenore Ryan.
Lenore Ryan. Kyle
Yeah.
Duggar from Lenore
Uh-huh.
Ryan. I remember hearing that
He had a
all the
great
time.
season. And then Jordan Poyer, who went to the Pro Bowl, I put as the other one, even though he's a little bit banged up. This is a very good safety division, though. Whitehead is good. Javon Holland is good. Micah Hyde was hurt all year. And then Devin McCourty's very good. Real quickly, kickers, I did Nick Folk of the New England Patriots as the kicker. Braden Mann of the Jets had a very good year as the punter. Kick returner Naeem Hines, who had the unbelievable, probably the biggest moment, maybe one of the biggest moments of the season when the Bills finally played again and he takes opening kick to the house.
Crazy.
and then the punt returner was Marcus Jones of New England.
It's a good team.
Yeah, it's a solid team there. Very heavy. It's interesting. Heavy. It's obviously Buffalo, Miami, New England heavy. A few Jets here and there, but Buffalo and Miami were dominant, and they pretty much make up the entire team.
The other thing about the Jets, though, is they're all young. Like they're all on the come.
Yes.
All right, we'll do the little thing we like to call the mailbag. It's coming up next.
Oh, baby.
You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, coming soon to Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. State calls you injury, call the medical malpractice attorneys at 1-800-ELK Ohio. Elk and Oak's a proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Times for the Browns Mailbag presented by Vivid Seats, official fan experience partner of your Cleveland Browns. Tweet your questions into Gibbe at Browns_daily. Use the hashtag AskCBD.
Wouldn't it just be better if there was an at Gibbe?
At Gibbe. Yep. Would.
Maybe you can create me another burner account.
Oh, did you hear what he just said there? Another burner account. Implying that he has
multiple.
That he already
uses Browns Daily as a burner account, to be fair.
I think he forgets that he's on Browns Daily, which is what
No, not at all. There are days where I'm like, I wonder what I should tweet this on. I'm like, yeah, I'm all in. Let's go see what kind of ruckus I can cause here today. You can tweet your questions to us. Many of you have.
Yeah. Hey, Bobby!
We'll get to
Bobby. Hey, Bobby!
We'll get to Bobby. Love a dog today. Who would you choose as your tag team partner? One from the Browns plus one wrestler to go against Heel Gibbs and his partner. Well, then you'd have 3 on 2.
I feel like Miles is the #1 draft pick on anything. I feel like Batonio would be, and Teller would also be way up on any list.
I think I'd go Teller.
Teller was great. What was he, Scott Hall?
Yeah.
I think Teller.
No. Well, he was
Big Papa Pump. Scott Steiner.
Steiner. Yeah, he was Steiner at that thing.
I think Teller would be breaking your leg, get you in an ankle lock, and as you're fighting for your life, he would be laughing the whole time.
I feel like Miles might be one of the strongest humans though in the league.
Yeah.
That's what I think he probably is.
I mean, I think that's the obvious answer if we're going a little more out of the box. I feel like Perrion after the promo he cut.
Yeah.
I feel like he could get himself into a crazy place where.
I think that's right. I think it's a solid read.
Yeah.
I have a few. There's a guy I know who is just wired differently, and he's somebody you would look at this guy.
He just did 2 Heismans
back to back,
in a nice orange quarter zip.
Ambidextrous Heismans.
Yeah.
Where you could have, if you ever got into a fight with this guy, you're only winning by his death. He will not stop.
Yeah.
I feel like Perrion might.
Yeah, real crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He follows up.
Oh, and I need a real wrestler too. Roman Reigns. It's the head of the table.
No Rock.
I go The Rock.
It was supposed to be Roman Reigns Rock this year in Hollywood, and for whatever reason, it's not happening.
I know Rock probably.
The truth is,
are you guys aware of this?
Truth is, you take Brock Lesnar and you say,
and then we actually do. Yeah, that's
it.
true. So the you guys know Casamigos tequila, the Clooney brand.
Yeah,
they sold and these numbers aren't exactly right, but you get the case. They sold 160,000 cases of Casamigos, and they sold it for $1 billion.
Yeah,
Clooney and Cindy Crawford's husband. The Rock has sold 1 million cases.
Yeah,
of Terramana. Right, it's the biggest launch ever. He sold 1 million cases of Terramana. He's going to make more money off of that, probably tenfold, than everything else combined when he sells it.
Yeah.
It
was the #1.
Now, not everything's a hit because the energy thing didn't take.
Sure.
But he crushed that one.
Cover all the costs of the energy, the
anything,
XFL,
all the rest of it. Yeah, he's so far.
I just had that is my house tequila, obviously. The
Reposado. I didn't know.
The Reposado for $32.99 or whatever it is the best tequila you can get. I mean, obviously, I love Don Julio 1942 if we're doing, and then you can get into now there's insane tequilas. But when we were in Florida, I just saw the Terramana Añejo for the first time. It's still not at the store that my liquor store is here, but it was awesome.
That's the way I go. Oh, I'm an Añejo guy.
It's got to be at least a Reposado, so you get a little vanilla, but I'm an Añejo guy as well.
Yeah.
By the way, Love a Dog today follows up. How do you spell Spumoni, by the way?
Correctly. That's how my dad would say.
Perfect answer. Perfect answer. I love that answer.
Started listening.
He would say if anybody ever asked my dad how to spell anything, that's what his response as a kid.
I just love that. I think that's what I'm going to say to my kids. I love that. There's so many things of Pedro's that I want to bring it. Not all.
Not all.
Yeah.
Well, that's the great part about Pedro. It's that he gives you a veritable buffet, and 80% of it is elite. It's electric. 20%.
Well, Love a Dog today says, started listening post-trial of Pedro. Would it be possible to rehash the meaning of Spumoni? As a pistachio lover, I'd like to know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
It was the thing.
I don't think it's a good thing.
It was the thing fine. It's fine, but it was you wanted ice cream.
Yeah.
And instead, you had to watch your dad eat Spumoni.
And drink coffee.
And
I wasn't allowed to go to across the street to get the ice cream.
To get the ice cream.
Yeah.
No. Spumoni.
And it's actually Spumoni.
I liked it better when you just said correctly.
Well, I gave that. That's the initial response.
Ethan Adams, I listen damn near every day. I don't know if I've ever heard Gibby utter the words, "That was my fault," as Peepaw Pert turning over a new leaf. No, is the answer.
I've never heard
It was.
that.
I almost fell out of my chair.
We should have just said the next level's
Next
next.
level's next. We're out of here.
Like that was on me. That's a screw up. Browns backers, North Jersey, Mount Rushmore of your favorite athlete when you were 10.
Michael Jordan. When I was 10, so it would have been 88. Yeah, Michael Jordan. Joe Montana. Those were the two for me. Later, I would get into Mark McGuire with the A's. Obviously, we had season tickets. I would get into a Rex Chapman.
Yeah.
And I would get into
King Rex was still at Kentucky, I think, at that time. Yeah.
88 might have been his rookie year with the Hornets.
Could have been. Was he no, Trapucco was their first draft pick. Hornets didn't get there till 89.
Is that right?
Pretty sure. Magic Johnson, Walter Payton, George Brett, Bo Jackson.
Cleveland guy, I would have had Ron Harper.
Yeah, it was the 8th pick in 88. They started in 87, so Trapucco was 87.
Yeah. I would have Ron Harper, Joe Carter.
Joe Carter.
Greg Swindell was one of my favorite players growing up. Zeke.
Solid lefty.
I would have put him on at that time in my life. No one from Duke quite yet. Like Danny Ferry might have been close.
No Bernie?
It would be a Browns player, and I'm debating between Bernie, Ozzie, or Brian Brennan.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is the difference in an era when and this is in truest statement. This is an era where, as a kid, you liked the team. If you were lucky enough to grow up in it, you guys did. I didn't grow up in a city that had pro sports. You liked the teams on the teams in your town.
Yep.
Kids don't do that anymore.
No.
Yeah, but I liked Michael Jordan.
No.
Right.
Michael Jordan hit the shot.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't
screw Michael Jordan.
In the Bay
Him
Area.
and Horseface Elway.
You're not going to have.
I got a special Mount Rushmore for those two.
You got no beef.
No,
he was because you're in Bay Area.
He was the coolest basketball
player. Were the
player
Warriors
ever.
a big deal when you were a kid?
In the 90s when we had Run TMC.
Hardaway and
Yeah.
Mitch Richmond.
When I was young, it was like
who would it have even
Eric
been?
Sleepy Floyd,
Okay,
Joe Barry
Carroll. Joe barely cares.
Purvis Short.
Oof. Those are some brutal squads, man.
We made a playoff run. Sleepy Floyd was like.
He was an all-star.
Yeah.
Joe
He had a
Barry Carroll was an
50-point
all-star.
night one night.
Yeah.
Isaac Moore says, do we think Robert Woods might be a good option to come in and have the role that Jarvis played in terms of production? Also, how have you not started The Last of Us, Bo?
You go on Woods, I'll go on Last of Us.
Great question on Last of Us. Eager to hear your response. I mean, look, I think that we would have been interested in Robert Woods, but then you drafted David Bell, who you hope becomes a Robert Woods, and I think your priority is speed at the wide receiver position because you can put Amari Cooper into a lot of the things that you would use Robert Woods to do. Amari Cooper's amazing against man coverage, one of the top 10 receivers in the NFL against man-to-man coverage. I think Robert Woods is a solid veteran player. I think had you gotten Robert Woods last offseason, you would have then not drafted David Bell. And so I think you've drafted David Bell, and, he's got to develop. Hopefully he plays faster because this is a guy who's very productive in college. And right now we're not really counting on him for anything, but it feels like he could be productive for the Browns, but we'll just have to see how it all ultimately shakes out. No.
On Last of Us, it's an impossible sell for my wife. Like, she's just not going to go for it. I'm a little kind of done with the zombies thing after Walking Dead. Like, it just got to be so much of it. I'm sure it's great. And I think I told you, I watched like 45 minutes of it, and it was very, very clearly done at a very high level. But it might be something that I might watch the whole series like at the Combine. Like that's in play.
No kids,
You'll like
no
that.
wife,
Right.
nothing
And
around.
then I think it'll be fine.
You'll thoroughly enjoy it.
That would be great. So, but I don't. So that's why I'm not opposed. My general rule of thumb: if HBO does it, I'll try it.
Yeah.
So I'll try it.
Yeah. And you'll like it.
Yeah, I'm sure I will.
Bobby time.
I'll give another guy that I really liked as a youth because it just came up on my timeline thanks to Super 70 Sports, which I love following. Do you follow them?
Oh God,
Yeah,
of course.
it's great.
Yeah.
Ricky Henderson. Ricky Henderson was as dominant and as cool as anybody.
I think you could make for sure. I mean, you remember the Easton batting gloves that were bright green?
Yeah, the bright green ones. Yeah,
those had to have those.
It had the pad on the outside of him. Yeah.
Yeah. He was. I mean, I was a big Ricky guy. Loved Ricky. I think you can make an argument. To me, he's a lot like Jerry Rice, in that you can make an argument Ricky Henderson's the best living ball player. I mean, he lapped the field. Go look at some of the stolen bases numbers.
Oh yeah, it's not even
from
close.
Ricky Henderson.
We used to call it.
It's Ruthian. It's beyond that. It's Cy Youngian.
Yeah.
Like there's no one's touching those numbers.
No.
All right, Bobby time. Least favorite household chore. I'd either have to go dusting or cleaning the bathroom, both of which I'm happy to trade off to like do everything else in the house for.
I don't do household chores, Bobby. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Congratulations.
The thing that I hate doing the most, like even in just like when it comes about, is dishes. I don't like one of my biggest pet peeves is allowing dishes to stack.
Yes.
Like do them, clean it in the middle of it, and move it along.
I do it.
Don't stack it, and then it's there. Like, to me, one of the most disrespectful things you can do as a human, and I'm working on the children on this, is take your dishes to the sink but not rinse them.
Yeah.
What?
If you take your dishes to the sink and you don't rinse them, then don't even bother.
No,
I'd rather
them.
me do it and rinse, because now the work is much less before I got to load it in the dishwasher.
I also don't like if I've just emptied the dishwasher and it's clean, and so now you can load it up again.
Yeah.
If somebody brings something, they just put it like right into the sink. Like, just put it right in there.
Yeah. Ricky
I don't
Henderson is
mind
the Major League Baseball all-time leader in runs and stolen bases.
Okay. Stolen bases. Ricky Henderson.
Who's second? How far are they back? Like 500?
Yes.
So I hit. Yeah. It's, okay.
Was it like Lou Brock?
Wow.
Yeah, he broke.
Attaboy, Gibbe.
Yeah.
Yes.
There
Lou
you go.
Brock and then Billy Hamilton. They have 938 and 914 respectively, and Ricky Henderson 1406.
No one will touch it. It's like.
And by the way, Billy Hamilton
It's
died
recent.
in 1940.
Oh. Wow.
So Hall of Famer Billy Hamilton. It was like Lou Brock, Billy Hamilton, Ty Cobb was fourth with 897. Then it's Rock Reigns 808, Vince Coleman 752.
So that's his generation at least. Is Reigns
Yeah, but like
and Coleman.
He has as
And he's
many.
doubled.
He's got as many as Reigns and Coleman combined practically. He's 100 off of them combined.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one thing that can instantly make your day better? Making fun of Zagura.
I mean, I could do like anytime a kid comes in. There's a lot of ways you can go here. Like,
I'm choosing not to speak.
There's never a time when Bootsy comes running into my office at 6:30 in the morning that I don't smile. Like that's a win. That's undefeated.
I got you. Favorite
The joy
meal,
of my
breakfast,
family.
lunch, or dinner?
A love that continues to grow.
Stronger
never
than
been,
ever.
Never been stronger. Stronger than ever.
That's right.
What was that?
Favorite meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Prime rib.
Dinner. Dinner always. The rest are
Oh,
sustainability.
dinner.
Dinners and enjoyable. That's pure joy.
I
Dinner's great.
wake up thinking about what's for dinner, then I will go shop for what's for dinner, then I will prepare what's for dinner, and I will be excited about it the whole time.
Yep.
What's the phone app you use the most?
Text.
Good question on that one.
Probably text or Twitter.
Text or Twitter. Yeah. Those two would lap the field.
Yep.
Best
now
concert
that
you've
you're on
ever been to?
Instagram.
I'm not. I haven't got back.
I said you're out of it.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm done. It's a good run.
Just come back, dude.
Dude, I want to get back. Do the stuff. Like, what am I going to do? Put all the video back on or start fresh?
No, you
Like,
start fresh. I started.
What happens to the stuff that they
They
took?
stole it.
Is it gone? Do
It's
they
gone.
have the intellectual? They have that intellectual property, or
Somebody's
is
got
Meta like? Did Meta like close it?
No, I think that account exists. You just can't get into it.
Nobody can get into it though, because I've searched it and it doesn't exist.
So they took it away.
So they took it away from somebody. So that at the very least, my buddy at Facebook got that done, where they took it away.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Best concert you've ever been to?
Dave Matthews Band, Red Rocks, fall of '96.
God, I'm jealous. It's one place I haven't
It's the
seen
CD.
him. Huh?
It's the Dave at Red Rocks CD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
From a.
Now, I don't know if I was. He did several nights, so I'm not sure if we were there the night that it was
but
there.
you were
it was
there.
It was that weekend. Yeah.
From a vibe standpoint and just like insanity and just craziness. And it would have to be, I saw a couple years in a row, New Year's fish at the Garden for New Year's.
Oh, yeah. Bounce around the room, baby.
My buddy goes
There's
every
a tone
year.
to that.
Which was just nuts.
Yep.
Out of control.
That's got a vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'd say as a kid, though, the concert I remember the most as a young man was Johnny Gill, Keith Sweat, and Belle Biv DeVoe.
That's nice.
Solid.
It's very good, yeah.
Keith
All
Sweat.
right, we'll get to some more of these tomorrow. We'll have another.
Twisted.
We'll have a little downtime. I'll
Pearl
come
Jam
up.
used to open every tour in Missoula, Montana, and I went to one of those one time, and that was
Wow.
very good. Outdoors
Nice.
at the Grizzlies Stadium was very, very strong. So much more to come. Cleveland Browns Daily brought to you by Ballybet, coming soon to Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Degrees out there. I mean, we can't see because of this, but normally you're not on.
I feel like I see light in the other places of the building, and it looks
Yeah.
nice. But you can't chase a small ball around because
It's too muck.
It's a
rained
swamp.
all day.
Hard, like
Yeah, big time.
water levels around, like on our Lake Zagura.
What about on the drive around? Has that been healed? Remember we talked about like how we're going to split up the payments on that?
1 minute. 1 minute.
on?
Nana. The
Oh,
official
Nana.
Nana got in
Yeah.
trouble driving around the,
Oh,
the
no, it
tree.
all-
Like, did that all heal up?
It all healed up. I think my suggestion was good. The association actually ended up just footing the bill.
Of course.
Yeah, genius. Yeah, You did a good job in there. You also nailed what happened with the shoes yesterday. So kudos to you. That it was the tightness around the ankle. Yeah.
Yeah. That's because otherwise you'd never.
No. You sure wouldn't.
All right. Next level's next, kids.
Yeah, it is.
Enjoy it. We're back tomorrow. Cleveland Browns Daily, 8:50 ESPN.